Today I'm sharing my step-by-step guide to creating dynamic and engaging comprehension-based lessons. I'll show you pro tips and strategies that will transform your classroom and captivate your students. My name is Scott, and you're watching Immediate Immersion, where we're all about comprehension-based instruction in the modern language classroom. We'll be right back. First, you'll want to identify your objectives. So clarify your goals. Determine what you want your students to achieve by the end of the lesson. Is it mastering a specific vocabulary set, understanding a grammar point, or developing listening comprehension? And remember that a lesson isn't necessarily just one or two classes. It may be over a period of time. Language is acquired over time, not something immediately. And you'll want to focus on what the students will be able to do with the language once your lesson is over. Think in terms of real-world application. After you identified your objectives, you'll want to select engaging content. Relevance is key. You want to choose topics that resonate with your students' interests and experiences, and this can vary from class to class, from year to year, from student to student. The more relevant, the more engaging. And the key to this is getting to know your students and what they're interested in. You'll also want to use real-life materials such as videos, articles, and songs. This not only makes the content more interesting, but also exposes students to natural language use, which is so helpful when they're trying to acquire a language. Next up, you want to plan your comprehensible input. Keep it simple. You want to ensure that the language input is just above their current level of your students. This means they should understand most of it, but still encounter new elements. That's how they're going to grow. You can use visual aids and gestures, pictures, and props to help convey the meaning. And this strategy keeps the lesson dynamic and helps with comprehension. You'll also want to write down any new words on the board along with their translation, and be sure to pause and point at any new words that you use so that kids can start to acquire them. Match the sounds with the way that they're written or spelled, and slowly acquire the language bit by bit. Next, you want to create interactive activities. Start with storytelling. Use TPRS to create an engaging narrative that involves the students. They can contribute to the story, making it more memorable. Ask those leading questions to delve deeper into the story and get more details. As your students use more language, they become more comfortable and confident in the language. Next, role play. Set up scenarios where students can practice a language in simulated real-world contexts. This could be ordering food at a restaurant or asking for directions. And follow that up with comprehension checks. Regularly pause to check for understanding in English. Ask questions that require students to demonstrate their comprehension in different ways, like, what did I just say? What did I ask? What does this mean? This helps you figure out exactly what your kids are understanding so that you know what you can do next in the class. Lastly, you'll want to incorporate reflection and assessment. Allocate time at the end of the lesson for students to reflect on what they've learned. This could be through journaling or a quick class discussion. For me, at the end of every week, I'll ask a reflection question for them to write in English in their composition books, and I gain a lot of feedback through that. I also use informal assessments like exit tickets or quick quizzes to gauge understanding. This helps me adjust my teaching strategies for future lessons. Are they grasping what we're working on so I can move forward? Do they need a little bit more practice so I stay the course? Or do I need to reteach some fundamental component and go backwards? Here are 3 concrete strategies that you can implement today in your classroom. First, use visuals and gestures. Tomorrow, try incorporating more visual aids and gestures into your teaching. These tools can make abstract concepts more tangible and help students retain information better. I always introduce new vocabulary with gestures and actions to help combine the actions, the kinesthetic part, with the audio part and the visual part to engage their brain better so they can retain the information more. Next, start with a story. Kick off your next lesson with a compelling story, whether it's a personal anecdote or a simple narrative related to the topic. Storytelling can captivate your students' attention and make the language come alive. And then finally, incorporate role playing. Design a quick role playing activity based on the day's lesson. For instance, if you're teaching vocabulary related to shopping, have students act out a shopping scenario. This hands-on practice solidifies learning and builds confidence. If you found this video helpful, you'll learn even more in our CI Summer Camp. You can register today at mm.us/summercamp and learn all the tips and tricks and strategies to implement CI in your classroom when you go back in the fall. Join today and start your CI journey. Thanks for watching. And if you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe for more tips on transforming your language teaching. Don't forget to check out one of the 2 videos YouTube has picked just for you. Keep engaging your students and happy comprehensible input.